Now we go back to LA, where our correspondent Luis Gutierrez is ready to join us. Hello, Luis. Please tell us what you know from there and what are the latest updates.
Hi, good night from Los Angeles, California. We are only a few minutes away before the polls close in the state. And right behind me is one of these polls, the one at the Silver Lake Library in the east of Los Angeles. And as we know, California is one of the, or is the most populated state of the U.S. And because of this, it will be probably one of the last ones where we will get results. Like not, and also because it is one of the ones that will be closing the polls last. So we won't really be, I mean, we won't be able to know exactly who is the winner of this state for a few hours, probably for a few days. Like we won't have a final winner. However, we do know that this state has historically been a Democratic state, a state that votes for the Democratic Party, and this is not likely to change today.
Okay, Luis, and I would like to ask you about what are the streets like right now? What's the feeling of the people? What can you tell us about how these polls that are closing right now, how the centers are closing right now, how is that affecting? How can you feel the ambience? We have results from wider parts of the states. Of course, the West Coast is the last part of the country to close its centers and will be the last to offer results. So how are people following this election process at this moment?
Yes, well, the entire day in Los Angeles has been relatively calm. People have been voting the entire day. They just have been, you know, in different times of the day. There were larger or smaller crowds. In the morning, we saw a big number of people voting before going to work. Then we had a lot of people also going during their lunch break. And it seemed that
after 5, 6 p.m., there was a large crowd as well of people leaving work. And right now, it's as I was saying, we're only like 5 minutes away before these polls close. And we just see people coming in very calmly to deposit their votes. Some of them are not even going inside the polls. They're using some of the mailboxes that are installed outside of these polling stations. And I think what will come next at 8 p.m. after all the voting is done, and what has already begun in several parts of the city are watch parties, and that is where people are going to be following the results of this election, and because knowing that the state will likely vote for Kamala Harris as the next president for the United States, they will still be following their results through the night, hoping to find out who is the winner.
Excellent, Luis. So just one more thing. Have you been talking to colleagues from other parts of the country? What are they saying in just other regions? Of course, we know that many of the states in the West Coast that we do not have results for them so far, they are assumed to be voting Democrat just because of tendencies and also polls. But we have results from other parts of the country, and I would like to ask you if you have a general feel of what these results could look like.
Yes, of course. Well, the main point of attention right now outside in the other side of the country is those 3 states that are part of the so-called blue wall that the Democrats have managed to hold that Joe Biden managed to hold to win the last election. That gave him the victory, which are Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and sorry, I'm like forgetting. Well, these 3 states are the ones that could give Kamala Harris the win, and so far it seems that Donald Trump might be actually winning the state of Pennsylvania.
Very close to poll. They haven't been able to poll any of this. Most of these swing states have not been able to poll. The closest one to being polled has been Georgia, and Arizona has actually been one of the other ones that could be giving us results very soon. The polls in Arizona closed an hour earlier than in Los Angeles, in California. Sorry.
Excellent. Thank you, Luis, for bringing us your input and this updates, and we hope to continue throughout this night and also in the complete coverage of TeleSUR English to continue having your intakes as we follow this electoral process.